Before the full series is published in a few hours, here is the last trailer. To rescue the world, a young child known as the Avatar must become proficient in all 4 elemental abilities and battle a foe determined to stop him. The popular animated series Avatar, The Last Airbender will always hold a special place in the hearts of its fans everywhere. Regretfully, there is some internet apprehension over whether or not the impending Netflix live-action series will be worthwhile, much like many animated programs that are adapted into live-action movies or TV shows. Although some viewers may view Aang's early adventures in the series as pointless or filler, those stories had a crucial role in helping Aang develop as a person. The experiences that Aang goes on before arriving in the Northern Water Tribe are the core of the narrative and the process by which his character develops. Few heroes can defeat their enemies without also maturing and learning more about the world and themselves. He is the world's needed hero, having begun as a foolish young child. It's not precisely something you should discard. In the live-action production, skipping these experiences might result in a character that isn't fully developed and a story that moves too quickly. Ultimately, it appears that these interviews are an attempt by the Adaptation's performers and writers to collectively put their foot in their mouths. Although some reviewers were given early access to the series, which is scheduled for release on February 22nd, the reviews are already coming in. The first episode of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender is fantastic, said Mike Thomas of Collider on X. You can see right away that this is a far superior movie than the one from 2010. Given how poorly received the 2010 movie was, the majority of fans would concur that this doesn't say much. Anthony from the Movie Podcast likewise praised the first episode of the show on X, but he also pointed out that the story and acting aren't quite up to par. EP1 dazzles with its grand scale and vibrant settings. Obviously, fans are talking about the impending show on the Last Airbender subreddit. It appears that everyone is eager to give the show a shot despite any possible flaws. Jason Porter made a very important comment. He noted, "I can't wait. I love the original show, but I'm ready to see the story told in a new way. I was a kid when it was a cartoon, a teenager for Korra, and now an adult for live action. Feels like I get to keep coming back to this world and it's meeting me where I'm at in life, which is really fun. Just like I did for Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, etc. I'm going to judge it entirely as its own thing and not by comparing it directly to the original. And if it stands on its own successfully, then I couldn't care less about any of the changes they're making along the way. If the heart and spirit of the show is there, and the changes serve the story successfully, then bring it on. Lord of the Rings cuts so much from the books and the movies are honestly better for it. Anyway, I have high hopes but will be keeping my expectations in check along the way." Fromethod also said something interesting. He said, "I'm excited to see how it is, but I have very low hopes. It sounds like it's going to suffer from all the problems adaptations have had recently, stripping out the fun character bonding in favor of intense story. I think companies feel that you can't do a slow burn because people won't stick around to watch. Still though, it's good casting, and that gives me hope that the creators actually care about the source material. But it's always a dull day without positive and negative criticism, and some Redditor had their reservations on the other hand. Forward Carry 5993 had something to add. He remarked, "Honestly, seeing the actual love and care being put in, yes, like everyone just seems happy and excited to do this. And the racism of the last movie seems gone, and the social justice critics were easily made fun of when they mistakenly referred to a non-white cast member as white. Like this series legit seems to be exactly what the show was. Look, this ain't Speed Racer where the creative team don't understand the source material or forget how to actually edit a story. Yes, I know PPL love Speed Racer, and to be fair, it's def made out love, but not so much on care. But Avatar needs a director and creative team that CNA make a competent product and understand what this remake can do. Not only do they have foresight into what's to come, they technically can make revisions that hindered the OG, they have more time to expand the story and budgetary resources to pull from. Think of Final Fantasy VII Remake, ignoring the whole sequel, reboot parts, the story expanded on moments from the OG, and while hit or miss still got some great moments. Equivalent_bear_3082 said, and I quote, "Honestly, cautious. In my opinion, never be excited for a Netflix show until you have seen it. The trailers look great, but I don't know." End of quote. GRAVENAP added, After seeing the horrible music, acting, and VFX from the clip of Aang's fight with Bumi, not at all. I'm sure the show will be watchable, and I certainly will be watching, but I'm only expecting this to be okay. At least not everybody is a critic despite siding with critics. The Gimboy distanced himself with the series' VFX haters, he said. Very excited. I don't think I'm as critical of the VFX as other people as long as the character ring true to me within the first half of the show, I'll be pleased. I also know how much I disliked the first few episodes of the animated show when I first watched them, so I can't judge this series too harshly if the first episode doesn't grip me. It wasn't really till Bumi that I was all in on the original, so hopefully the same applies here. Not sure I will get his name right, but Stas XC ain't over yet appreciated the entire team behind ATLA, quote unquote, 4.5 I'd say. At this point every information and comment about show indicated that they've done a wonderful job. VFX looks nice, costumes and characters are well designed, casting is spot on. The only enigma up until the premiere was the scenario, writing, and they also seem to get a lot of praise in that front. There are people not liking 1-2 things, but that was always expected and can't damage the show as a whole when they don't stick out like a sore thumb. To sum it up, Avatar, The Last Airbender, also known as Avatar, The Legend of Aang, is an upcoming American adventure fantasy television series. It is a live-action adaptation of the animated television series of the same name, 2005-2008. First announced in September 2018, Albert Kim is set to be the showrunner, with an ensemble cast including Gordon Cormier, Dallas Liu, Kai Wing-tio, Ian Owsley, Paul Sun-hyung Lee, Elizabeth Yu and Daniel Day Kim.
Right. On every hint is my destiny.
Fire Nation responsibility.
Yeah. Flying ball of fire.
Save the world. Thing I do know is
Avatar is an epic Asian folklore and legend elements in a process called
The Air Nomads tribe.
the Fire Nation attack.
World under one rule.
Die.
That's what it means.
Tar.
If you've seen him around,
Person who can master.
ability to stop the Fire
The
Nation.
world has gone through. Gonna have any chance.
The cast.
Call me and I'm gonna be playing. He doesn't.
What'll happen if he's a beginner? What about? We do have a
is Ian Owsley playing Sokka, and he learned
Prince Zuko
I'm playing Zuko.
of the Fire Nation.
It's approval, but it's
Paul Sun-hyung Lee and Plex character.
the plan is to go in and cap. I'm working on
Prominently Asian group significant.
As franchises, you will find because
I hope we've always wanted.
experience of my life.
Coming out of a place of love.
It just felt surreal, project and really doing.
Alluded to it. Avatar: The Last.
Save the world.